Well, good morning, my darlings, and welcome to what could possibly be the last summer vlog. I say that because we are due some really lovely warm days this week, and then I think it's going to be full-on autumn mode. You may be able to see I'm in a lovely little summer dress today, and it's glorious. We have got Charlie's brother and his girlfriend Petra coming over today. We're going to just have a nice morning in the garden, and then I think we're going to head to Soho Farmhouse. And then next week we have got a 3-day wedding, and I'm hoping that the sunshine lasts for them. But up here in my wardrobe room today, this morning I've got a little bit of free time, unexpected free time, because unfortunately Charlie's brother's car is not starting. So we've got a couple of hours probably while they sort that out and make their way here. So I thought I would get a little bit of a head start on my summer to autumn wardrobe switchover, which is something that I always really look forward to doing. Sad because it means that summer is leaving us for another little while, but exciting because I feel invigorated when I do a wardrobe update. I've been looking at this exact kind of setting for far too long, and things need a little bit of a switch up. So today is going to be a bit of a clear out, a bit of a switch around, a bit of a declutter, a bit of an organization, but I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to do it all today because these jobs are tiring, they're quite mentally draining, and I am probably just going to spread it out over the next few days. But it's a monumentous switchover, so I thought I would document it for you. So this next little bit of the video is going to be in partnership with my favourites, Karma, previously known as Shop Tagger, which, as I'm sure you all know, is your all-in-one shopping assistant that you use when you are shopping online. Of course, you can use your Karma to make sure you don't miss any price drops or any coupon codes when any of your favorites come back in stock. So I'm sure a lot of the pieces I'm going to be showing you today in the video are maybe out of stock, or some of them might be something that you've had on your wish list for a while, and you can add them to your Karma. An amazing way of organizing your shopping and making sure you always get the best price and saving money as well. My voice sounds a little bit croaky, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. So before we get started on the wardrobe switch around, let me remind you how to use Karma and get good karma when you are shopping. Alrighty, so on your computer you need to download the Chrome extension. So this is Karma's homepage. You can go to the Google Chrome store and install Karma on your Chrome. You can then go to any of your favorite stores, and then you can actually just click the button or move this little slider around wherever it's most convenient for you. And when you see an item that you'd like to save, just click on it, and you can either add it to a wish list, or you can just save it so that you get notified when there is a price discount. So for example, I want to get a notification if there is any price change on this. You can alter it so that it's up to 50% off. You can get these notifications sent to you via email or mobile push when the item that you saved goes on to sale, or there's a relevant coupon code that comes online, or it comes back in stock. And what's really handy is that you can also save these items on lists on your Karma homepage. So perhaps, gosh, you could even be thinking about Christmas wish lists already, or gift lists, or perhaps it is your autumn new wardrobe essentials. This just helps you to shop a little bit more mindfully and intelligently, less impulse buying, which is great at the start of a new season. So what Karma does, and it's so clever, and honestly I don't know why anyone would not want to use this, when you're about to check out, make sure you're using Chrome again, but it essentially scans the web for coupon codes and applies them at the checkout automatically, which saves so much time, and it's just so easy to do. So this is a special feature if you use Karma on your computer, so the Chrome extension is an essential. And what's even better is you can actually earn cash via PayPal when you shop from certain retail partners. So you're literally getting paid to shop and using Karma, which is amazing. And it's free, of course, which is incredible. So this basket bag up here is actually a recent example of when I used Karma. So what I like to do is save some of the items that I have in my wardrobe that I get a lot of questions about. You might remember that I have got something very similar to this, but with a plain coloured lid, and I added this basket and several others to my Karma so that I'd be notified for when it came back in stock, mostly so that I can tell you guys about it. And it did. It's been so nice to update this for the autumn winter version of something that is so loved and well used in my wardrobe. There are so many different ways of using it, so throughout this video everything that I pull out will be linked down below, and if you click on it through your Chrome browser, then you can save it to any of your wish lists on Karma, and then if the price changes or it comes back in stock in your size or a coupon code comes available, you can snap up any of these pieces, potentially with a real discount as well. So it's such an amazing thing to use, which is why I love working with Karma. I've worked with them for, gosh, coming up to maybe 2 or 3 years now, and it's something that you just kind of forget that it's there because it's just ticking away in the background. But then sometimes you'll be shopping and you'll get to the end, you'll be checking out, and suddenly you've got 30% off for doing nothing. So it's highly worth doing. It's free, so I'm going to leave the link in the top of the description box down below. I'd highly recommend you check it out, and I'd love to know in the comment section below if you've had any epic Karma, good Karma success stories where you've got something for an absolute steal, or you've had your, oh, do you know what I would use it on? Definitely recommend using it on my Chloe boots, because these come in and out of stock so often. They're like gold dust, but you'll get a push as soon as they come back in stock if you save these down. So that's one thing that I'd definitely recommend using Karma for. But yeah, let me know if you guys have had any great successes with it down in the comments below. So as I mentioned, this area I feel really needs an autumn shake up. The colors are very spring summer. Even like the bags up here, as much as I adore my basket bags, they are pretty summery. I've got my lovely Prada basket bag out here. Gosh, I would definitely add this to your Karma. Oh my goodness. I've seen that it's in a few different colors at the moment, but I've not seen another pink one. But I've got this saved to my Karma, so I'll let you guys know if it does come back in stock. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a few more autumnal tones, maybe pull out a few of the pink bits in this decorative section. I do wear these pieces, but for me it's mostly about the visuals. I think I might swap the bags at the top for some slightly more autumnal designs. I've still got a few pieces out here to wear for the various parties and weddings and events we've got coming up. This is out because it needs a dry clean. So what I like to do at the start of each season as well is really analyze the condition of the things from last year. Does anything need mending? I had a feeling that the hem of this had come down somewhere and it needs to be a little bit, no, this one I need to shorten the straps because these straps are too long and it makes me a little bit self-conscious when I'm wearing it. So I've got this out because it needs altering. I've got this out because it needs to go to the dry cleaner. It doesn't look anything on the hanger, but I will pop a picture of me wearing this coat on the screen here. I would say this is one of my best ever investments. It is so warm, so classic and timeless. And it was a big investment when I purchased this, but it has been such incredible price per wear. So a good quality autumn winter coat is just an absolute essential. So now's a really good time of year to just take a look at these pieces, check they are in their best condition. So I'm going to go through a few more of my coats as well and put together a bag to take to the dry cleaners. Well, in fact, I actually won't be taking them to the dry cleaners because I have got a very exciting delivery downstairs, which I'm hoping when Charlie's brother arrives, we're going to be able to bring it up the stairs together. It's absolutely ginormous. It's basically the size of a fridge. But it's called the LG Styler, and you can essentially steam your clothes inside it. It's got loads of different functions which I can't wait to play around with, but I'm going to try using that on my autumn winter coats to freshen them up instead of having to go to the dry cleaner because dry cleaners are expensive. So today in the clear out, I'm going to pull out any coats that I need to pop in there, freshen them up. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking too much and putting off the job at hand. So I'm going to pop you on a time lapse and start by reorganizing the main section of my wardrobe.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you. Hit you up, I'm on the other side. I miss you. Take you off, I came here way too strong. Cannot keep it low key. Got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof. Bottle your taste. It's really a bad reception.
Okay, progress has been made. I hope that the lights aren't flickering too much. My camera doesn't usually like the LED. So as you can see, I've gone a lot busier in these top sections. I just thought that I would try something completely different instead of just having a couple of handbags on there on display. Obviously it's still very much a display area, but I do still grab for things up there, so it's quite nice to just have some more textured bits, some more autumnal tones, but still keeping that pinky hue that I so adore running through. So let me show you what I have done. As you can see, I've added some much more autumnal and wintry pieces in, including some really textured knits. That looks like a mark on this jumper, but actually I think it's just a shadow, and my Holland Cooper gilet, which I just love wearing as soon as the leaves start to fall. And up here, I really like how this looks actually. So we've got my Loewe basket bag, which is a very summery piece, but I think the tones in that bag are quite autumnal. And also it's just such a precious bag to me. I have worn it pretty much all summer as pretty much my everyday handbag, and I'm just not ready to banish it to a cupboard. So it's really nice to have it on display there, and I think the textures work really nicely with this little shearling bag. So this was from Tory Burch last year, and it's one of those small bags that's just a really nice outfit completer, and it's nice to have things like that out on display so I can just think of it as a perfect finishing touch to my outfit. This Chloe bag is really an all year round favourite. This is definitely one that I'd recommend adding to your Karma because, again, it does sometimes go down in price, especially as we come into end of summer sales. You might have a bit of luck with that one. And just to add something a little bit different, I've grabbed my little dried flowers selection and popped those in there too, and I think it looks really, really lovely. So yeah, we've got some knitwear, a little bit of pink from my Reese jumper just to bring the tones all together. And then on this side, I might change this. I'm going to live with it for a little bit. And by the way, I have ordered some different flowers for here because I know that they're just so squished. And well, they're very spring summer, so I've got a more seasonally appropriate bouquet coming soon. I've added, I thought just again for texture, I added my picnic basket, which is just the most amazing picnic basket ever. That was a really kind gift from Aurelia. It's a really beautiful design, and it's something that I don't want to just be stored away and forgotten about. And I already had this cashmere wrap up here, tucked in really nicely in this little corner, which could otherwise be quite awkward. So I like how the shapes go together. I can see that flickering, so I apologise about that. And down here, once again, I've just played around with some autumnal textures. Holland Cooper jumper, I think this is a really fabulous one. It's just very visual. My Reese gilet, Karen Millen sleeveless knit, pink cashmere cardigan. This is from Francis Stores. Oh, it's just so soft. A really nice one for just popping over the shoulders. And then I wanted to add something a little bit pearlescent. So this is Studio by Charlotte. This is actually really great for popping over shoulders on special events. So I'm sure I might take that with me to next week's wedding. The great thing about this space, I feel, even when I have got some deeper tones and more autumnal colours in here, because of the furniture in this room, like my amazing, I will just love this forever and ever, George Smith Cloverleaf Poof. It always feels really feminine, really girly, and there's still those blush tones. Even if I take away quite a lot of the blush from this section, it still feels really girly and feminine, but in, I would say, quite a mature and elegant way. It's not too like young girly, if that makes sense. I feel like it's a proper ladies' dressing room, and I absolutely love it. You may have noticed I still have these two bags here, and I have decided that I'm going to be keeping this one. I have already worn it out and about, and this one's going to go back. It was nice to be able to ponder the two of them together, but I just felt that this one looked a little bit better with most of my outfits. So this is the keeper, and this one needs to go in my return pile. This is an area, oh, actually I might add this to my display as well, because it's something that I love to wear. It's one of my favourite cozy chunky knits. This area upsets me because I have got so many lovely knits, but I forget that what I've got because there's just so many in here that you can't rummage through, which is a huge pain. So I think what I'm going to do is try to get rid of a few pieces of knitwear. That I know there are some in here which I'm holding on to for dear measure, even though I have actually shrunk them in the wash. Like this one, I mean, it is shrunken. Some bits I just don't reach for very regularly, and some are just not really my style anymore. So I'm going to try really hard to get rid of a few of these and let them be cherished in someone else's home and wardrobe. minutes later, and I think we've done pretty well. So this here is the pile of bits that I'm going to bid farewell to. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description box to where you can find the pieces that I am clearing out from my wardrobe, so that you can have the opportunity to add them to your wardrobe if you so desire. This pile here is the pile of things that need to basically be put somewhere else. This is an amazing jacket for this time of year. It's from Jules, and it's one of those lovely things. It's so cozy, and it's great if you're just nipping out with the dogs in the evening and just want something over your shoulders but don't necessarily need a full-on coat. And then some more lightweight jackets, which I feel were just too bulky and not the right thing to have in my knitwear cupboard, which now looks like this. Still far more knitwear than anyone needs, but I do have a bit of an obsession with knitwear. I love to just go through and remind myself what I've got, because there were some things in here which I'm pretty sure I didn't even get wear from last year and that I absolutely adore. What I've done is made this set. These are basically cardigans. Got some really lovely, more sporty pieces like this one from Reese. That's a really, really nice one for popping over the shoulders. Some things which are a little bit more relaxed. Look, I didn't even wear that last year. That is sacrilege. Classic cozy knit from And Other Stories. Really nice to pop that around the shoulders in the evening. This is one of my favorites. I think it's Vince. Yeah, from Vince. It's just the most elegant shape. It's got almost like a ballerina tie detail. Can't really see it, but that is just absolutely beautiful. I haven't shopped from Topshop since they became an ASOS brand, so this must be quite old, but yeah, I do remember popping this over my shoulders last year at the end of summer, over dresses. In fact, today, if it gets a bit chilly, that'll be perfect for that kind of thing. So that's some cardigans. I came close to getting rid of this knit from Self Portrait that I got last year with the intention of buying at Christmas, but actually it just kept slipping off my shoulders because it's a really low, like twisted back detail, and it just kept falling off. So what I might try this year is maybe wearing like a sparkly bralette and wearing it the other way around, because why not? It is really lovely, great for the festive season. So I'm going to give that one another try, and if I don't wear it this festive season, then I will bid farewell. I have so many classic cashmere roll necks, absolutely love them. Chunky knits, Holland Cooper knits. Really nice, more elevated knitwear pieces like this one from Reese. It's got that really nice low V. It's a very sporty one. Really like that. Some of my classic H&M knits with the pearls on. Yeah, I have got an excellent selection here. It's just really nice to have a little look through and reshuffle and organise and just kind of remember what I've got, because there are some absolute gems in here. Gosh, this is looking very full over here. So this is obviously my coat section and my winter hats, but it is, excuse the cobwebs in this window, but it is beautiful outside, and I can't bear the thought of missing out on the last of the summer sun. So I'm actually going to deal with this later on today when it gets less sunny. So for now, I'm going to head out into the garden, pull together some nice flower displays ready for when George and Petra arrive. So this is the result of about half an hour, well, maybe 20 minutes, just potting around down in the lower garden. This was very much inspired by one of the buckets that I saw at Daylesford last week. You might remember in the vlog, I think it was the hen do vlog, I saw it in the, what's it called, Delhi area, and I was like, oh, I can do that. So I just gave it a try. I started off with the Cosmos. As you can see, our Cosmos, this one hasn't flowered yet, are just wild. I mean, they have done so well this year when you remember what little tiny shoots they were, and now the stems of them are just gargantuan. Excuse my washing. So yeah, this is what I've put together. I started with the Cosmos, and then I grabbed a couple of the Dahlias. This particular type has done really well in the garden this year. And then because we've still got a few patches of wildflower down in the orchard area, I picked a couple of these. Now, I'm not entirely sure what these are called, but I really love how they look. You can see the little seeds in there. These are the ones that very much get stuck to the dog's tummies and Dickie's bottom, but they look really lovely. And then I just went for a little walk around the chapel and grabbed some bits from the hedgerow, such as this, to pad it out a little bit. And I'm really pleased with that. I think it looks quite rustic, quite wild, and it's just a really nice interpretation of various parts of our garden that I bought inside. Oh, and also, I didn't realise, but Charlie had planted some verbena down by the laurel hedging at the bottom, so that looks really lovely. And while I was pottering in the garden, this has just arrived from Daylesford. I'm very excited to see what's inside here. So I think with the boys' help, Charlie's been ordering from Dunelm for the cottages. So with the boys' help, let's do a little unboxing. So this is the incredible rosé delivery that has just arrived from Daylesford. So I believe this is pronounced Laube, and it is the vineyard that the Daylesford group own in Provence. So they have sent such a generous hamper, this basket bag, a couple of wine glasses, some linen napkins, and no less than 6 bottles of rosé. But the most exciting part is they've actually said that they are going to give away a hamper just like this, I think a slightly different basket bag, to one of you guys. So I'm actually going to run the giveaway through my newsletter. Sorry about the aeroplane noise. And okay, what day is this video going live? I think this video is going up on Thursday, so you're going to be able to find out how to win a hamper just like this in tomorrow's newsletter, which is Friday morning's newsletter. So darlings, as always, the link to my newsletter is going to be at the top of the description box, so make sure you're signed up and you'll be able to find out how you can win this incredible hamper or one just like this. Perfect way to end the summer with a huge hamper of rosé. Such a lovely delivery. Thank you so much to Laube and Daylesford. Chin chin. Are you sunbathing, my chicken Lynn? I will not look at you, mommy. Oh yes, I might. No, it's too bright. You see, I couldn't possibly look at you, mommy, because it's far too bright. Do you want to help mommy with the pumpkins? Do you want to help mommy with the pumpkins? I'll help you, mummy. Come on then. Hello, Mr. Bumblebee. I'm glad to see you're enjoying my cosmos. Doing is stripping out the old sweet pea branches and what would you call them, vines I guess, and just completely taking them out. They've finished flowering and are dead, so they don't need to be there anymore, so they're all getting pulled out. And I was watching Gardener's World this morning, and Monty Don said that on your courgettes and squashes and pumpkins, any flowers now are actually quite useless, apart from to this little honeybee that seems to be in there. So he said you can actually cut them off now, and that will provide more energy to the fruit. So as you can see, I've got a big pumpkin down there. I've got another fairly large one which was hanging, but I think where I've been pulling a lot of the vines off, it's lost a bit of its support, so that has slowly made its way down to the ground, which I think is probably better because it's just going to get so heavy. It's a shame I seem to only have 2 pumpkins. I don't think any more will start to grow now, so not the most exciting pumpkin patch in the world. As you may remember, we do also have a pumpkin patch where there were 4 plants behind here, but where it's got so shaded under the tree, sadly they've not done anything, but I will learn from that, and next year I'll probably put it in this section here. But 2 pumpkins, I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to finish tidying out this area, cutting off any more dead leaves and any flowers, and generally giving this area a nice tidy up. Cut out, but I've just made my second bouquet of flowers. This could quite easily become a favorite little hobby of mine. I need to make the most of it while the blooms are still blooming. This one's a little bit more gappy, I would say, a lot more flower, a lot less foliage, but again just a mixture of cosmos and these beautiful dahlias. They have done so well. I'm definitely going to grow these again next year, as well as my cosmos, and I think this is a different kind of dahlia but similar colour tones. So yeah, this one is just a nice natural one that we're going to keep here in the kitchen. And how perfect is this? We've just had a delivery from Biscuiteers, and I think they've done a collaboration with the RHS, which is the Royal Horticultural Society, and it's a flower themed biscuit delivery. How perfect. Freshly picked biscuits. They always do the most spectacular designs, and they're all hand iced, which is so amazing. I'm intrigued to see what these are going to look like. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So beautiful. We've got roses. That could almost be a dahlia. I think that is a geranium, which we have got loads of out here in the border. Here's the real deal version of that biscuit. What do you think, my dig? Well, how adorable is that? What a lovely gift for someone that you know that loves gardening. These are such nice, like, thank you presents, or just, you know, a why not gift. So this one is obviously the watering can, a spade, a fork, a trowel, secateurs, in this very post-box friendly delivery box. So it comes just like this. And then I'm sure underneath here we've probably got layers of different kinds of blooms. Yes, look at that. So gorgeous. It wasn't long ago that we had scrambled eggs on toast, so I'm going to pop the lid back on for now, but that is the perfect treat for my afternoon cup of tea, or today it might just be an afternoon pumpkin spice latte. So I just went on a little adventure deep into my cut flower area, and I have discovered the most spectacular dahlias. You can't really see them, which is such a shame because they're hidden amongst all of this leaf foliage, but these are the most spectacular dahlias I think I've ever seen. Look how beautiful that is. That is nature at its finest. I think what I need to do next year, because you have to lift the tubers because they don't like getting caught in the frost, you have to lift them and you can move them the next year. But I think I need to put these probably in a trough or in a planter where they're more visible, because I mean, look over here, look at this one. That is spectacular, but no one can see it. So I think for now, I'm actually gonna pick these and put them in vases in the house so I can enjoy them. But next year, they definitely need to go somewhere far more prominent where they're not gonna be completely hidden away and taken over by cosmos. So I've now pulled together about 6 vases of flowers. I could just keep going, but to be honest, I am running out of vases. So I'm going to have a little look at this area down here, and I think that this will definitely be my strawberry patch again next year. It has been very, very productive. We've got lots of these kind of babies just coming through, little butterfly coming to say hello. But we've got lots of fruit in here as well. Some that is very much, oh, that's had a little nibble. Some that is ready to be picked. Let's have a little look. The thing I just love about gardening is it's always such a treasure hunt. I don't know why Charlie planted this one on the other side, but we've got a couple of little berries here, but I think this is the one that Dickie likes to nibble on, so I'll just leave them here for him to snack on. Looks like he already has been doing. So here's some of today's harvest with another bouquet of flowers using an old milk bottle. I say bouquet, this one's not quite as beautiful as the others, but I was chopping down lots of the cosmos that are just taking over the garden, and some of them did still have some living blooms on them, so I didn't want to put those in the garden waste bin, so I've rescued a few cosmos and popped them in this vase. We've got just one courgette picked nice and young. There's some that are just coming along. The strawberries and loads of French beans, but I'm going to take these inside so they don't wilt in the sunshine, and let me show you how many bouquets I've managed to pull together today. Gosh, it literally looks like a florist's workshop in here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, look at my baby. Look at my baby boy. Are you okay, Chicken Lynn? Sometimes I think he sleeps with his eyes open. It's too hot for bunny rabbits today, isn't it? It's too hot for little floofatooms. And then this was my lovely bouquet that came from Freddie's Flowers, some really different colours in here, some sunflowers, and don't forget I've got 50% off code for your first 3 boxes, which is Josie50. I'll leave a link in the description box. What do you think, Chicken Lynn? Oh my goodness, so now I just have to find places for all of these beautiful blooms. So where are you picking these for, darling?
We have a couple of dolly planters that are outside the window to our like family room lounge, and they're already planted up. But what the strategy is, because you want them to look good all year round, this time of year the verbenas are sort of dying back down, so we will lift them out, stick them down in the meadow or something, and replace them with something that's going to offer a bit more colour for the next few months.
Lovely.
Obviously, come winter they will be. It's impossible to have anything in them in winter with flower, but this sort of stuff adds a bit of intrigue.
Nice. Are you going to do that this afternoon?
Yeah, we'll plant it up this afternoon.
Lovely.
We're nearly done on that one. A few different options.
Looks good. Looks nice in the cart together, so that's a good sign.
Yes.
Our first time taking Lancelot to a garden centre. Can confirm the boot is definitely big enough for all of our gardening requirements. Home again, and I'm going to make the pumpkin spiced latte that I shared in my newsletter that went live on the Friday that's just gone. Let me know if you guys have tried it at home. I think it is absolutely delicious and just as easy as heading to your nearest Starbucks and ordering one from there. So I'm going to be using my Hotel Chocolat Velvetizer. I believe my £20 off discount code is still valid for this, so I'll leave it linked down below. And then I'm going to be using a pumpkin spice syrup. I've got a pumpkin pie spice. Again, I'll leave these linked below. A couple of drops of vanilla extract, and I'm going to be using oat milk, but you can use whatever milk you fancy. It's literally the easiest thing in the world. So pour this up to the max line and set that off, and then I'm going to add and of course coffee. I'm going to add a couple of drops of this, probably about a tablespoon's worth of this into here, and then after I've added the milk I'll add some pumpkin pie spice on top.
널 만나기 전 누군가를 위해 노래한 적 없어 길어지는 대화 속 중심문 차린 입이 웃고 있어 모두 말해 내게 꿈깨래 분명 실망할 테니 수빈 무의미해 네 매력은 또 변화구를 던져.
And there we have it. This literally smells exactly the same as the Starbucks one, and it tastes absolutely amazing. If anything, I actually think it tastes better because our coffee is better than the Starbucks coffee. So I'm going to enjoy my homemade pumpkin spice latte with my fork and trowel from our Biscuiteers set. Yum.
찾아 헤매던 내 반쪽 I feel so free Oh my sweet baby 널 만나기 전 난 일만 했지 워커홀릭 라이프스타일 매일 지루했지 난 쳇바퀴 위에 성실한 햄스터
Then we're going to put the lavender in there to take round there. Going to put these new, what are they called again? Sedums in there. And then we're going to put the composted bark on top.
Sweetums.
I reckon this is going to be like that show with Charlie Dimmock, like makeover in 5 minutes. Start the timer.
Blip blip.
비로소는 더 다양한 세상의 색채 언어로 인해 변해가 가슈 그 누구보다 눈이 참 예뻐 Yeah you 그 누구보다 사랑스러워 Yeah you 찾아 헤매던 내 반쪽 I feel so free Oh my sweet baby
So 5 minutes later, it's just been watered, so that's the the marks you can see on the tub, but 5 minutes later this has been transformed from some very dry lavender. You can see over here it was really dried out, ready for a big prune back. We're going to pop this in a bathtub down by the cut flower garden and it'll come back beautifully next year. But this is a really lovely selection of slightly more autumnal colours. So these are sedums, and I can't remember the name of these ones, but they're a really nice different texture, and the colour just works perfectly for our entrance area tub. Thank you for all of your help as usual, sir. And what's going on over here, darling?
Last week we just added a few things too.
Oh, lovely.
Sort of agricultural trough from Burgess Reclamation.
That looks so nice.
Obviously we've kind of been inspired a bit by Farmhouse, haven't we? So first of all...
Well, actually, it was Bicester Village that we first saw the bathtubs with the bits in.
Well, I first saw these at Farmhouse with the climbers. But obviously our house used to be a farm. I've got one more to plant. So I think it's quite a nice little throwback without making the house too farmy. It's a throwback to the fact that it used to be a farm. Positive of using these is obviously we don't have soil here. There's hardcore under this, so it would be quite hard to get down, and we don't like this sort of newer red brick wall. So these are the climbing jasmines, tracheospurnums, which we have over here and here and here and etc. So hopefully, like at Soho Farmhouse and Bicester, you're right, they'll climb up, and then obviously I just planted a few other little perennials in here. Otherwise it would look a bit bare.
Lovely.
I think it looks good, doesn't it?
Charlie looks like he works for Nicholson's in his
I'm wearing Nicholson's green.
olive green t-shirt today. And the roses are absolutely loving it here. This is my favourite time of day down at this part of the house. So lovely. Would you believe that Charlie and I planted this border up only a few months ago, and it genuinely looks like it's been here for years. Everything has done so well. Well, Charlie and I have been very busy bees this afternoon. Can't even remember what I last filmed, but we have done probably about 4 hours of gardening since I last spoke to you. We've changed the tub at the front of the house. Charlie's done the dolly tubs here. We have done so much de-weeding. Lala has been helping down in the kitchen garden as well, and we are both exhausted. You may be thinking, Josie, I thought you meant to be going to the farmhouse today. Well, oh my goodness. Charlie's brother George and girlfriend Petra had a huge problem with their car, so they had to wait for the AA to come. They replaced the battery, and by that point they were obviously just so exhausted they wanted to get home. Charlie's mum and dad drove from where they were staying from the wedding to go and help them, and then when they got there, helped George and Petra get on their way to London, and then when they tried to leave, their car wouldn't start either, so it has been a nightmare for them. So basically Charlie's mum is now coming here to spend the night while Charlie's dad goes with the recovery vehicle back to where they live. It's just massive stress. So what I'm going to do is just make sure we've got a really nice hearty meal for when she gets here. And I've got the courgettes and French beans from the garden. So I'm going to make, using cookie dough on the Thermomix, I'm going to make the courgette risotto. This one is courgette and feta, but I'm going to swap the feta for runner beans, so even healthier. So I'm just going to follow the instructions on screen and turn today's harvest into a tasty dinner. I apologise I didn't show much of the cooking progress other than just the chopping. Here we have our courgette and runner bean risotto. I'm not going to plate them all up like this, I just thought I would make this one look a little bit pretty. And then Charlie's found a vegan alternative to parmesan. This is not vegan because there is some butter in here, but it's like an Italian herb mixture, a little bit salty, and it's really nice for like sprinkling on top of things like this. I think it's called vegan parma or something. I've just popped a little bit of basil pesto in the middle and some actual basil, and I have tasted a little bit and it's absolutely scrumptious. Good morning, my darlings. I was not intending on starting the vlog looking quite like this morning, but it is currently 8:15 on Monday morning, and something very momentous something big is happening this morning, a sad thing, which I thought I would share with you before it's too late. Today is the day that my beloved greenhouse gets dismantled. I'm very sad about it. So much love has gone into that. Obviously, the whole time I was renovating it, I knew that it was gonna get dismantled at some point because of the oil tanks. But yes, it's funny actually, our plumber, James, his father is a keen gardener and kind of runs an allotment in a nearby village, and it's basically, the man that we bought this house from was a wonderful man with many talents, and he basically didn't buy a greenhouse, he kind of put together a couple of old greenhouses, so it's already a little bit of a DIY job, let's say, and I just cleaned up the DIY job, so it's not really the kind of greenhouse that someone else is going to want to literally pick up and put in their garden. It's just not good enough. So what James's father is currently doing is taking it apart bit by bit, and he said that in his allotment, often people with greenhouses, their windows get smashed sometimes, obviously just from any reason, but mostly from when the lawns get mowed in between. So the glass is going to be reused there, and unfortunately the frame is just going to have to go to the greenhouse graveyard in the sky. But I'll just give you one last look at the greenhouse, because when we get home later on today, it's going to be gone. It's a very fresh autumnal morning. So here she is, partly dismantled. The glass is coming out, ready to be reused. I think my pallet benches, I don't know, somebody might want those, but they were upcycled anyway. This bit of glass is actually a bit of plastic, so someone might find that useful in their greenhouse. But here she is. You can see how it's very much a DIY jobby with the two greenhouses attached together. Lots of cracked panels. Very, very old. So next time you see this space, she'll be gone. A proper good morning now, darlings. I have finally got dressed, dried my hair, added some curls in, and popped on an outfit that very much says I am ready for autumn, and yet it is still warm outside. That is definitely how I feel today. I'm going to be doing a little bit more wardrobe organising throughout the day today. I definitely need to tackle my coats and my jackets. I have to support my arm. I'm not strong enough to hold up my camera, oh my goodness. As you might be able to see behind me, there are a few piles of clothes left from yesterday. I just, as you can tell, got very distracted by the gardening in the glorious weather. It is a beautiful day again today, but this is a task that I just need to get done. I wanted to show you this lovely outfit of the day. So this is the most gorgeous, I think it is linen dress. This is from Mara Hoffman, and I've paired it with my Chloe sandals. I actually got a notification from my Karma this morning on an email saying that these have come back in stock. So if you'd had these on your wish list, I'll leave them linked down below. They are just so comfortable, and I have worn them so much this summer and last summer. Love the colour of this dress. And then I've popped on my little cluster of Missima necklaces, my, what's it called, malachite greenstone, and a classic pendant, and then I've got some Missima rings on this hand as well. I believe my 15% discount code is still valid, so you can use that if you've got any Missima on your wish list. I also did a layer of fake tan this morning as well, and I'm probably going to do another layer tomorrow because we have a wedding to go to, actually a 3-day wedding event, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, so I wanted to have a nice glow for that. But yeah, really loving this dress. It's got the most gorgeous back detail as well. It's a low back with a crisscross detail, and you can obviously just tie the bow at a length to suit you. So if I wanted this to be a little bit higher, I could cinch it up a little bit. Ooh, speaking of Karma, where is it? Something else that I got a notification on today is my Chloe bag. If you are also craving all things cozy right now, I feel like the one that I got the notification for looked slightly more textured when it comes to the leather, but I'm sure it is exactly the same as this. I don't know why they do two that are so similar but slightly different. This bag I just find so fun if I have got a really bulky coat on, or even just something like this, and I want to add a stylish touch to my outfit that's a real nod to autumn winter, then this is such a great bag for just instantly giving those vibes. And as far as Chloe bags go, it's not the most expensive expensive. It is under £1,000, which I know is still a lot of money, but for a Chloe bag it is on the more affordable side, obviously because it is so statement. And yeah, Karma told me that this has come back in stock, so again, I'll leave that linked down below. So you can see the pile left yesterday of clothing in the reflection. I'm not too nervous about tackling the dresses. I think there are some ones in here which I'm pretty sure I am going to move on to another home. I'm going to clear out after this summer season, some which maybe I've not worn that I thought I would, some that maybe I feel like I've grown out of a little bit. And also, really interestingly, I don't know if you remember, just flip you around, I don't know if you remember when I had my staycation at the Double Red Duke, I mentioned that I was sat at dinner next to the founder of a company called By Rotation, where they essentially allow you to rent out your dresses. And I thought, I just have so many like spectacular dresses and they're just sat here and it makes me really, really sad. So I think what I'm gonna do, I've actually just sent them a message on Instagram to see the logistics. But what I might do is pull together a load of dresses that I would like to list on By Rotation for rental. Let me know down below if you guys have ever rented any clothing, what your thoughts are on it. I think it's a fantastic idea, especially with, you know, more statement dresses. With the wedding last week and the wedding coming up this week, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just rent that dress from that person, because for the wedding on Thursday in particular, I want to wear something quite statement, and often, sadly, you just don't wear those kinds of things over and over, so I think renting is such a good idea. So I'm going to wait and hear what they say when they get back to me. But I definitely think a few of my beautiful needle and thread dresses, unfortunately I don't think these are really wedding appropriate because they're a little bit too pale. Such a shame. I just don't have enough time to wear them all, so I think these would be fantastic for listing on the website. I'm not sure if they will take them away or if I'll run it all from here. We shall see. But I actually thought I would start just by pulling out the dresses that I know for sure are not right for my wardrobe anymore. So let's begin. Okay, I am exceptionally happy with the amounts that I have just pulled out of here. I've been quite brutal. This is the pile of things which I am going to clear out of my wardrobe. So there's some things which I've just had in my wardrobe all summer and not worn. This lovely Sandro dress, I just love it. I'll pop the picture that I showed on Instagram on the screen here if I can find it. But it's just a little bit short and I don't know, I'm just not super comfortable in it. Then I've got a couple of Ted Baker dresses, which I don't know, I just kind of feel like I've maybe grown out of a little bit style-wise. This is the most beautiful dress. It really is a lovely beach cover-up. I wore this so much when we went to Cambodia, but it really slips off the shoulders, so that was my reason for, well, I didn't feel like I wanted to take it with me to Ibiza, for example, this summer, and if I didn't want to take it with me there, and it's such a perfect Ibiza dress, then when am I going to wear it? So that's not a good sign. This dress, unfortunately, is a little bit small for me now. This is the Simone Rocha H&M embroidery dress, and to be honest, I've got an LK Bennett one that I just prefer that's very similar. A white dress from And Other Stories in a wrap style. Again, I've just got some similar ones that I prefer. And then this dress I wore yesterday, obviously I'm going to pop it in the wash before it goes to another home, but I just felt like I've got other dresses in my wardrobe that I much prefer. I think it's from, what's that brand? I think it's Reformation. And I know that someone else will love it so much more than me, so these are the ones that I am saying goodbye to. We now have lots of space in the wardrobe, which is great because at the end of the season, when I really won't be wearing these dresses much anymore, probably to be honest at the end of next week after the weddings, what I will do is swap back my dresses for my coats. My coats are currently behind the archway mirror, really crammed in, and there's also some coats which are in a bag tucked away behind here. What I might do is, yeah, they're in that bag there. What I might do is do that switch over after the weddings this week. Up next, the one that I am dreading the most because I know that I've got some real tough decisions to make. This is my coat cupboard. My short coats, I should say. My long ones are, as I just mentioned, behind the long mirror. I've probably got quite a few similar coats in here, things which do the same job, a few which maybe I've grown out of style wise, but mostly the duplicates, I would say. even just looking at this now, I know that I do sadly need to bid farewell to my Topshop coat. The lining is all completely ripped, and as lovely as it is, I mean, it's just time to say goodbye. So I might do a little try on, even though it is 25 degrees outside, of a couple of these, especially where I've got some that are very similar to each other, and make some very tough decisions. This is something which I haven't actually shown you yet, but it is new into my wardrobe for autumn, and it is a new jacket from Reshuffle. They very kindly sent this to me, which is such a dream because, as you may know, I have quite a few of their pieces, whether it is waistcoats, gilets, or knitwear in my collection, as does Charlie. Charlie bought me a Reshuffle gilet for Christmas last year, and I lived in it. I'm probably going to pick up a few more fleecy bits from them over the season. But they very kindly sent over this incredible jacket, and this is going to be perfect. In fact, this is why I'm so glad I'm doing this wardrobe wearing shuffle now, because this is perfect for this time of year. Not today when it's warm, but in a few days' time when the temperatures do plummet again and we go out for dog walks, I just need something to quickly pop over my shoulders for nipping to the shops. This is absolutely perfect. Obviously I'm wearing it with a very light summer dress right now, so I did choose a size up because most of the time I'll probably have knitwear underneath, but just really lovely design details, very country style with the fabric, this kind of, what do you call it, not tartan, this very heritage check style pattern. Lovely, I think this is silk lining. You've got a little zippy pocket here for your essentials. What does that say? Made with the finest British tweed. Great size pockets down here for my dog lead, poo bags, things like that. So this is just a really nice Cotswold country jacket that will be a nice alternative to my Barber when I want to look a little bit smarter when leaving the house. I've actually just found out that Blenheim Palace are having an autumn fair in a couple of weeks' time, so this is just the perfect kind of thing for wearing to autumn fairs with a pair of nice trousers, some boots, or some nice wellies, my Le Chameau wellies perhaps. Yeah, so this is a great new addition to my autumn wardrobe. I'm having that naughty thing where there's something that I know that I should get rid of. It is the Topshop coat, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Like, the lining is completely ripped. If I go to put something in my pockets, you'll basically never see it again, because even when I put, oh, that was lucky. Sometimes when I put my arm down the hole, let's see. Oh, okay, I've been able to do it this time, but sometimes I'll put my arm down the sleeve hole and I'll end up with my arm just stuck in the lining. But something about this coat, and it's because it's now probably about 6 years old, it's just become one of those things that I reach for, and you know, if I get it muddy or if it rains and I get splashed with mud or whatever, I just don't care because it's old, and I do just shove it in the washing machine. So I think I might keep it, even though this was the one thing that I was like, that is what I'm going to get rid of. I just don't want to. I've got the space. I'm just going to keep it. But I do have a pile here of bits which I have been strong on and that I am actually going to sell. I've just found these down in the bottom of my coat wardrobe, and this is another one. I think I'm gonna hold on to these until I see what you guys say, because half of me is like, Josie, they are so cute, they are pink moon boots, and you never know when you might need a pair of pink moon boots, and if you've got space then you might as well store them. But the other half of me is thinking, I've got a cute pair of lower moon boots that are shearling and a lot more wearable, so I'm not sure what to do with these. Obviously they take up a lot of space, but then I do have a space next to my ice skating boots underneath my jacket, so I'm not sure. I'm going to keep them for now, but if loads of you are like, Josie, just let it go, then I will listen to you. Okay, this is the newly organised, in inverted commas, jacket section. So I've just done a reshuffle of this area after pulling out the bits that I am getting rid of. So now we have got in this section the slightly more casual bits, so including some of the light jackets that I pulled out from the section opposite, including my Reese little white light jackets, the lovely Jules Borg one, and this one which I got last year actually on one of my followers' recommendations from a brand called Eagle. It's more of a cardigan really, but again great for just popping on over the shoulders. Then we have got the gilet section, so we've got this lovely one which I think is Fairfax and Favour, yeah, and this one is reversible, so it's kind of suede on one side and faux fur on the other. Then similar one from Reese in like this olive shade, again this is reversible. Then we've got my one from Holland Cooper, which I love, can't wait to wear that again. A Jules gilet, Reshuffle gilet, and then I've got my Holland Cooper cape. Again, can't wait to wear that again. Then we've got a few which are more appropriate for rainy days, slightly more water resistant fabric. This one I actually got from Bicester Village. Many moons ago, it was my first Burberry jacket like this. This one is from Gant, Reese, a couple more padded coats from Reese, my duvet coat I just love. And then we get to the more fluffy section here. I do love my Borg and my fluffy coats, and yes, the Topshop coat is still here. It lives strong another year longer. Well, I'm midway through making a carrot and courgette loaf based on the things that I have in my greenhouse. Well, in my kitchen garden rather. And I've just come to check on the progress. Oh my gosh. It's completely gone. All that's left are my benches and the marble table. Oh, this is very sad indeed. That is all that's left of my greenhouse and the oil tank in question. Gosh, it is toasty today. Can you believe it has been just a couple of hours and it's all been completely dismantled? Very sad times. But you know what they say, out with the old, in with the new. I've actually just come down here to get some thyme. It does say dried thyme in my carrot and courgette loaf recipe, but I haven't got any that's dried out, but I'm sure, considering the sun has been baking it all day, this will be dry enough. So this is a fairly healthy recipe for my carrot and courgette bread. It is a complete Thermomix recipe. I believe everything going in here is vegan as well. So far I have chopped up in here carrot and courgette. It does ask you to squeeze out the excess moisture, so that's what I've been doing in this tea towel. And in here we have got spelt flour, the hand-picked thyme, salt and pepper, baking powder and bicarbonate of soda. Now it's asking me to add in the reserved vegetables, some pumpkin seeds and almond or oat milk. So I'm going to use some oat milk and finish off this tiger nut milk as well. I'm sure that'll be fine. And then the Thermomix will do all the hard work.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you, take you off, I came in way too strong, cannot keep it low key, got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof, bottle your taste.
So here's my lunch for today, a mixture of salads from quince and clover and my carrot and courgette bread, which I'm not going to lie, smells absolutely delicious. And would you believe I've had to get changed into a little play suit because the summer office is back in action, complete with a topless Charlie, working while watching the cricket. So I'm going to sit out here and enjoy this. And then it's back to work. Well, according to my Instagram stories, it is currently 28 degrees. So I have just made an iced pumpkin spiced latte. I think I might actually do a blog post on this recipe. It's so easy, but every time I share it to my Instagram stories, I get a lot of questions. I think I might try and find, oh dear, it's dribbling. I'm just going to sort that out. Oh, that is so delicious. I think I'm going to try and find a really cute, like pumpkin shaped coffee mug, and then when I've got that, maybe I'll take some snaps, perhaps in the pumpkin patch, for my pumpkin spice latte recipe. But if you are signed up to my newsletter, then you will have got it alongside my Hotel Chocolat Velvetizer £20 off discount code in last week's newsletter. I feel like I'm telling you so many discount codes in today's video. Maybe I'll do an updated story highlight of all the various ones that I've got going on right now. Beautiful golden hour time, and there's been a chore on my to-do list for a little while, and I thought, why not tick off 3 birds with 1 stone and turn this chore into a little photo opportunity. So my chore is to basically collect all of the dead apples that are on the floor underneath our apple tree, because unfortunately we can't mow this area when there's loads of apple trees on the floor, apples on the floor, because it would completely bugger up the lawnmower. So I thought, why not fill up my trunk with apples, pop on a pretty dress and take some photos. And even though it's been a scorcher today, because it's now technically autumn, the temperatures do drop, but it's a very pleasant temperature right now. So this is the lovely spot that we've just taken a few golden hour photos. Excuse my child howling in the background. And here's today's loot. So these are going to go in the green bin. Unfortunately they're all a bit rotten, and as you can see I have a lot more that I still need to collect. Excuse me, that's not friendly, is it?